Coming up on this episode of Outlook TV, Dogwood Monarchist Society Coronation 50, The Step Down.
The Dogwood Monarchist Society's in-town show.
Vancouver Empress 2, Mona Regina Lee. And much, much more.
Hello and welcome to Outlook TV. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And my name is T. We'd like to thank the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh Nations for the honor and privilege to film this episode of Outlook TV on their traditional unceded lands.
Outlook TV is the queer news magazine show that brings you the stories that matter the most from coast to coast. And we're going to kick it off in Vancouver with the Dogwood Monarchist Society's coronation.
Yes, 2 monarchs are stepping down after 1 successful year of reigning.
We're at the Commodore Ballroom in downtown Vancouver for Coronation 51, where we'll see the election of the 51st Emperor and Empress of Vancouver on one of the most glamorous nights of the year.
One night only, you want all my love and mine.
We're doing Vancouver, we're going to Calgary, we're going to Buffalo, we're going to Kentucky, and we're going to Cincinnati this year.
We're celebrating our 50th reign, so that means we've been doing this for over 50 years. And we wanted to go back to the pomp and pageantry that was the Commodore Ballroom. And it means a lot because back in the heyday, we used to be able to fill this venue with 1,200 people.
You know how I feel. Blossom on that tree. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life.
I think my first ball here was 37 years ago. I walked in this room with my good friend Lisa, and Christopher Peterson, I believe, was stepping down that night. It is a big job. We've had a lot of fun, though, and we have a lot of help. You know, the organization is all volunteer driven, so we've had lots of help for the whole year and tonight in particular.
Our love is a curious thing.
We have people coming from all over North America, from New York, Los Angeles, Minnesota, Toronto, all across Canada. We'll maybe even have some people from Mexico here tonight, yeah.
I tried being good. I tried being nice. I even tried pretending I was listening once or twice. But
I just stepped down about a couple years ago as the Empress of Seattle. One of the things that I do the most is that I look for ways of raising money for other nonprofit organizations.
I'm the president of the Vancouver Friends for Life Society, which is one of the charities that has been selected by the DMS this year to receive their support over the course of the reign.
Well, the same advice people gave me was not to get too overwhelmed with things, which I did, and just to enjoy myself, which I did for the most part. And we're representatives. We're ambassadors for Vancouver and for the Dogwood Monarchist Society.
You are my chosen family. So what if we don't look the same? We've been going through the same thing, yeah. You are my chosen family.
The biggest highlight is knowing that as a reigning monarch in Vancouver, that I'm not alone. There are 70 other cities that do what we do, and when I visit other monarchs in other cities, I have a sisterhood and a brotherhood of people who are doing the exact same work that I am, going through the same struggles and experiencing the same joys.
For Outlook TV, this is Angus Pratt at the Commodore Ballroom in downtown Vancouver.
So, is your crown a little crooked?
Yes, as long as it's not straight. And you know what else is not straight? The story.
Hello everyone, salut tout le monde. I'm here at the Junction Pub for the much anticipated Dogwood Monarchist Society Out of Town show. So be my guest, let's check it out.
So we're gonna show her all the love, right?
My best moment with Empress Fancy Pants is honestly just spreading love and joy across North America.
So I went to Neiman Marcus on a shopping spree, and on the way I grabbed a solo meal. And as a cash box.
Fondest memory of Fancy Pants is she came down to Seattle to support me, and that's how I met them, and our relationship just grew and fostered from there. And here I am supporting her at her step down as Empress.
I'm all the way from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and I'm here to see the glitz and the glam and all the great fashion.
Radio, it might be fast or it might be slow. Whatever song they play, it's got me thinking about you. For the night, 'cause the days I've done, I kissed a couple angels, but it wasn't much fun. So I shake it with the evil tongue.
So please give a round of applause for Lori McDonald.
My performance tonight is going to be another wonderful ballad by another emperor. Everybody by the end of it will be in tears, either happy that it's over or celebrating that it was a wonderful performance.
Look into two eyes, takes me to the clouds above.
Well, you know those times when you feel like there's a sign there on your back. Says I don't mind if you kick me. Seems like everybody has.
One of the fondest memories I have in Canada and visiting the Canadian courts here. I visited a lot of courts across the United States, but I've always felt like being in Canada was like being in a second home for me.
My best moment with Empress Fancy Pants was we were in Regina and I was talking about potentially running for Empress of Edmonton, and she was giving me all this advice about just being who you are and not worrying about everything else. Just do you and go from there, and they'll love you regardless so long as you just show up and be yourself.
Well, these are going to be tough acts to follow. Andre Tardif in Lotusland for Outlook TV.
It's time for us to take a little break.
Wait, it's Coronation weekend? I need a new crown.
Ooh. Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
We're continuing with Vancouver Coronation weekend, and we're highlighting the In-Town Show, which is a showcase for in-town local talent.
Hello everyone, salut tout le monde. I'm here at the Junction Pub for the Dogwood Monarchist Society Legendary In-Town Show.
And it's celebrating the Dogwood Monarchist Society, which is a 50-plus-year-old non-profit queer LGBT group organization. So we've had monarchs who are here who've actually been here since the very beginning of this organization.
The DMS should exist to be able to promote the charities that need assistance within our community, because our community needs to survive, and this is one way of helping the community be strong and survive.
I chose this song because this is my first time on stage for the In-Town Show tonight, and I picked this song because it's a great song to do, and I feel I can really capture the audience with the lovely lyrics.
Came from away Thursday on the avenue. Thought I heard you talking softly.
We should have the DMS because now more than ever, queer people's voices are being silenced, and right now we need lots of people to stand up for what's right and give a voice to the queer population.
Now I've spent 1,000 this time, boys. I've taken 1,000. Everything's coming up.
The DMS to me means the world. They're my friends, my safe place in this city, and I just am so grateful to be a part of history in Vancouver.
The song I'm doing tonight is Chantilly Lace. And the reason I picked it is because at my age, even though I'm grasping at youth, it was very hot when I was younger.
Chantilly lace and a pretty face and a ponytail hanging down, wiggling to walk and a giggling to talk.
Tonight I picked the song 3090 from Tick Tick Boom because it's my 30th birthday on Sunday, so I only have one shot to do this song.
Singing happy birthday, just want to lay down and cry. Not just another birthday, but 3090.
It's a family affair for me tonight with Justin a bit, as well as Fancy Pants, and I just felt it was very fitting for the whole weekend and the evening.
Wow, what amazing talents Vancouver has. Andre Tardif in Vancouver for Outlook TV.
Continuing on in Vancouver with the Dogwood Monarchist Society, we have some new coronations.
Let's get introduced to the new monarchs for Reign 51.
And now please rise and welcome their most imperial majesties, Emperor 50 of the Dogwood Monarchist Society, Victor Graham Bear Park.
And Her Most Imperial Sovereign Majesty, Empress 50, Sister Fancy Pants!
Things I once enjoyed.
We are here to celebrate 50 years of noble deeds for the Dogwood Monarchist Society. I myself have been involved with the organization for varying levels throughout my drag career, and tonight I'm running for the title of Empress, which we had the vote last Saturday, and we'll find out live this evening.
Yes, I'm running for the position of Emperor 51. It's been a fun campaign, and I'm excited that hopefully it'll be good news at the end of the night, and that crown will hit my head. For my campaign this year, my platform is Gather Your Pride, and by that I mean gathering all facets of our community, all ages, all expressions, and bringing us together. And certainly for the reign, I want to make sure that I'm providing a voice for people that are most marginalized in our community.
On the Balkans a ball. You gotta ring them bells, you gotta ring them bells, you gotta make them sing and really ring them bells. It's such a happy thing to hear them ting-a-ling, you gotta ring them bells.
Traveling is one of my things I'm going to plan on doing. There's all across Canada I want to hit, but then I have a few in the States I want to go to, including Texas for some reason. I have a calling for Texas, so you know, we'll see. I'll be out there traveling and fundraising as much as I can with my counterpart. So, yeah, look forward to it.
You're not a voice, you're just a ringing in my ear. And if I heard you, which I don't, and spoken
So
for
my campaign was very silly. My name is Carmela Bar, very similar to Caramel Bar. So for those of you that don't know, it's a chocolate treat. And basically, there was an internet meme called Chocolate Rain, like R-A-I-N, like back in the day. And I thought it would be cool to make it hashtag Chocolate Rain, but like rain like a royalty reign. Should I ascend to Empress, I would want to really bring drag to more of the younger generation. I think drag is really something that helped me find who I was, and seeing all these drag kids popping up in the city specifically is so awesome. And I just think that kids need that. They need to be able to be free to be themselves, and definitely with my reign, should it happen, I really want to enforce like kids being free to be themselves, participate in drag, participate in the culture that is the fabulousness.
Shall we bring up our newly elected monarchs? All right, let's give it up for Empress 51, Carmela Barr, and Emperor 51, Scotty B. Box. By placing these crowns upon your heads, we recognize that you, Empress Scotty B. Box, and you, Empress Carmela Barr, are the newly elected and crowned heads of the state of the Dogwood Market Society in the city of Vancouver, British Columbia. Now rise and greet your people. We now would like to introduce our new monarchs to lead us in the charity dance. Everyone, please join us on the dance floor as we remember charity and we celebrate the new monarchs, Emperor Scotty B. Box and Empress Carmela Barr. Hip, hip. Hip, hip.
We have to take another break now.
Rebecca, it's still Coronation and I cannot wear plaid to Coronation.
No, you cannot.
This is too straight.
A gown, a fabulous gown.
Somebody's friends, sisters, and pals.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
Here's a story on Empress #2 Mona Regina Lee. She was Empress back 50 years ago when it was actually illegal to do drag on the streets.
Vancouver has a long history as the mother court of Canada for Canada's drag community. This week, the Dogwood Monarchs Society is going to crown their 51st monarchs, and today we're going to speak with Empress 2 of Vancouver, who was there when it all began.
Well, what is going on here tonight is the Betty Windsor Potato Salad Society Dinner. And we honor all of the anniversaries that are happening this weekend in Vancouver at the Coronation. And we do this in every city that we go to. We had two names we wanted to call it. One was the Betty Windsor, and the other was the Potato Salad Society. The Potato Salad Society was because at my coronation, when I became Empress, they didn't like it. Well, not all the people liked it, and they threw food, which was potato salad.
In 1958, I stood on the steps of the Vancouver courthouse in high drag. And for those who, thank you, Paul. And for those who don't know what high drag is, well, we've got a couple of them right over there.
Ted North, when he went to Portland, they decided to call him the Empress of British Columbia. So when he came back to Vancouver, he came back as the Empress of British Columbia. But the gay businessmen said, no, 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 this is going to spread across Canada. So they said, you have to be the Empress of Canada. So he became the Empress of Canada. So then he said to me, what am I going to do with the British Columbia title? I said, give it to me. And what I'm going to do, I'll be entering with the theme music that I used when I entered in 1974. I'm the first one to reach my 50th year. Charity was 50 years before me, but she passed away. So I'm the first one that hasn't passed away and will be making the first walk in Canada.
It is Mona Lee's 50th anniversary as an Empress. So I flew all the way out from the East Coast to walk in her behalf.
We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters, and pals. We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you.
Because I was in show business for so long, I used to do a lot of numbers with my good friend Lenny, who is the 5th Empress of Vancouver. and we're going to do a number together, but nobody's supposed to know that.
Exactly how old are you, Vera? The truth.
How old do you think?
Oh, I'd say somewhere in between 40 and death.
I love the young people that are coming into the court. Their ideas, the things they want to do, their community involvement is spectacular. And I'm very proud of them. And I'm glad to say that this has gone on for 50 years. And I'm glad to say that they're making changes for today's youth. The advice I give them, please do it your way.
For Outlook TV, this is Angus Pratt at the Betty Windsor Potato Salad Society dinner.
And now we're going to check out Landon Krantz's play, 100 Years of Darkness.
This is a great way to highlight the trials and tribulations of the deaf queer community.
Today I spoke with Landon Krantz from Inside Out Theatre in Calgary, Alberta. Join me as we talk about his new theatrical production, 100 Years of Darkness.
I always failed the test. There's no future for me here. People before you will...
100 Years of Darkness is a play I had written 3 years ago. And it's a romantic tragedy between two queer men here in Canada in the 1880s when there was a ban. We're telling our story to the whole world and how American Sign Language was banned and how that impacted deaf people in the late 1800s up to our day. There are deaf youth in my story. They are adults, but they are acting as youth, and they are being identified in the story as those that have experienced the ban of American Sign Language or language deprivation, which basically shows the difference in the power struggle between difference in society today. 100 Years of Darkness. Our well-known oppressor passed away in 1922. That's roughly 100 years ago. I wanted to emphasize that we as a deaf community around the world are still facing barriers and oppression and a lack of equal citizenship, primarily based on language deprivation, and looking at the decision of one so many years ago, 100 years ago, still is creating intergenerational struggle and trauma, and it is hard to change a thought philosophy that is so embedded. I want the hearing audience to appreciate our beautiful language and our beautiful culture, and to understand that we wish to be recognized. We have a desire to be active citizens, and we want to create accessible spaces for both deaf and hearing people. I think that there's an interesting experience for our queer audience. In the 1880s, when sign language was banned, being openly queer was not publicly acceptable. And so we're looking at intersectionality of how we are being banned to be seen with sign language in public and how we are banned to see with our natural romance in public. So I would like to really suggest that queer audience members would really understand this story and the struggles of the deaf community, deaf queer community, and the queer community at large. So it's a very fascinating playwright.
For Outlook TV, I'm Elliot Walker.
That's all the time we have for this episode of Outlook TV, but we'll be back sooner than soon.
And I hope you had a sparkly gown to wear to Coronation. And if not, I hope you checked us out on all our social media platforms, and better yet, volunteer with us.
Where you could wear that sparkly gown. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And my name is T.
Stay safe, Canada.